Okay, so I'd like to make a video kind of showing you how to maybe put more bricks on the row, as well as maybe kind of deal with color a little bit. I'm actually not liking this idea now that I'm here about um, about doing this all in the main class. You know, I think I want to put this brick array in the brick class. Um, and looking last year, I that's what I did, but man, I had so much stuff in the brick class because yeah, maybe I could make kind of make subclasses or something like that for other things, but I'll think about that this year. But anyways, you know, I'm gonna do it here now, and then I'm probably gonna shift it over to the brick class later, and then I'll probably make a video kind of showing you how to do that. But anyways, let's say we're here right now. So yeah, I'm still iterating through this thing. I feel like I need a variable to keep track of the number of bricks per row, and that could change sort of thing, I suppose. Um, and right now, bricks per row is 8. Hope you agree with that, 8, right? And so we're going through here, popping stuff, we're moving it over. It's really if well, first of all, it has to be greater than 0, because we don't want that first one to engage, and I mod bricks per row equals 0. Well, if that happens, I kind of want to reset the value of x. I want to make x be 1 again, and I would like to have y kind of move down a little bit, and that is, I'm going to say y plus equals, and let's do this. Let's try this, which I think should work, because there really, okay, this kind of gets into a bunch of stuff, but there really is a field for rectangles called height. So there's a field for rectangles called width and height, and there's already a get height. There it is, method kind of built in. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2 to that just to move it down a little bit more. So notice, like, I think I've used 2 a couple times, but it's almost like a padding sort of value. Again, this isn't the best code, like putting these raw values in without storing them in variables and whatever. But I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think what that's going to do is just going to like keep, so after I get to the end of the row, it's going to like kind of move x back, move y down, and it's just going to kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got it already? You're fast.
Yeah, gotcha.
Let's see.
Your room will be unlocked, right, when I get back?
Yeah, I'm not like that.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you. Well, this is very interesting as well as slightly unexpected. So why am I getting 1 less than I thought? I thought I was going to get like 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I getting the last break? Did I have that problem last time? That can't be it, or I also have other issues. Man, you're messing with me here. That's going to be a problem. We had no problem like going across. I almost feel like I'm printing out. I also feel like I'm printing out. All right. I'll print I, value by, and print out. Bricks index I dot get x. Yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting here. So I'm just trying to troubleshoot this and see why. So 0 is 1, 1. Wait, 8? Oh. That's fine, right? No, that's not fine. That's not fine because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm back. Been gone for a while. Got to change of clothes. It's been a while since I thought about this, but you know, we ran this. This is what we're getting, right? We're getting this situation where we're missing that one brick, and so I printed out the value of I, and that's like essentially going to be the location in the array because we have bricks. Bricks index I equals new brick, right? And we are printing out the value of x and y as we kind of go through this thing. And I kind of can see this issue here, and it's where we get to 8, the x value is 601, right? And then it resets at 9, which sort of makes sense because if it's, at that point, I mod 8 is equal to 0, so we reset, and we go back to 1. And then when we get to 16, it also 16 mod 8 is going to be 0, so we reset. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's 8 blocks, right? And we get 8 blocks every time from here on out. The problem is that first time we're getting 9 blocks, and part of the reason we're getting the 9 blocks is because, again, we're skipping this 0 index, right? I'm not counting that, as part of my my reset feature. So I suppose, now that I think about it, I suppose I could just say if I mod bricks per row equals 0, we set x to 1, but no, the problem is that I'll do it after we already put the brick there. I don't know. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a different variable, which is really just gonna be to control how many bricks go on each row. So I'm gonna say if count mod bricks per row is equal to 0, then we'll reset the value of x. Now, I don't have to worry about that initial case of 0 because I set count to be 1. And I can let y change there as well. I'm going to go ahead and increment the value of count after I do that check. I'm going to increment the value of count, and we have a problem. Delete this token. There you go. How about that? Okay. So I kind of put the brick there. I don't know. I am not totally happy. There's probably a better way. I feel like I've got a lot of variables working now to do something that maybe should be that hard. But, the other thing I'm just not liking this. There's got a lot of code in here. I feel like, more stuff to come sort of thing. So let me do this. Let me just take this thing and take it out. Let's take it out. Let's go to the brick class. And let's make a method called make bricks. And let's do all this stuff here. Now we're gonna have some problems because nobody knows what bricks is at this point. I'm gonna run this line. I don't think so. No, there's what bricks is, right? Because bricks was an object I put over here, but I'm gonna make that a static class or static class, but a static field for the brick class. So it's not like, so I have a brick class which is really defining each particular brick, but that class is going to have an attribute which is an array of bricks. So I think I'm comfortable with that idea. I'm comfortable with that idea unless, yeah, I like it. I think I like it. Now I'm thinking of a different way to do it. No, I like it. I like it. I really like this. So how about bricks is equal to 40? But you know what? Let's make this thing a little more scalable. So this will be kind of cool. So we could say int num bricks, right? Int num bricks. So now I'm gonna say, okay, my brick array is going to be of this size when we create it. What do you think of that? They love it. Why do I have parentheses? All right, they love it. They love this idea. Okay, so how many rows? Let's think about this. Is this going to affect anything in terms of number of rows? I don't know. I think it's pretty scalable as long as I'm giving myself a number of bricks, which is a multiple of 8. I think this is pretty scalable. So let's test this out. We've probably got some issues here. I've got a method to draw singular bricks. And so now here I'm drawing all the brick in the bricks array. I could say, well, that's just that bricks array is part of the brick class. The problem is, well, we can talk about this, but how about this? For brick dot bricks. Now, that would be cool. If this was public. So let's do this. Let's just for fun. So we can talk about the difference between public and private too. So we'll make that public, and now I'll come back here, and we still get the error. No, we don't get the error message. Yeah, because it's public, so we can see it, right? We can see it. And sure enough, perfect. Null pointer exception. Oh, yeah. We never made the array. Did we? Now this becomes interesting. Well, yeah. Then the problem here is when do I want to make bricks? I don't want to make bricks every time I make a brick. No. This is going to have to be static too, huh? kind of struggling. Okay. Any whoosies, I'm gonna have to say it. I just gotta say it. Well, I could still have an array of bricks in here or whatever, but let's just make. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I can't do this, man. I would be shocked. No. Yeah, so then the issue here is just going to be when we make the bricks. Like when do we make the bricks? So let's just make bricks one time. This might move. This idea might move. This is kind of wild. This is kind of wild. So inside the main method, I'm saying, hey, you know what? I want to go to the brick class, and I want to call a method of the brick class. It's called make bricks. And this static method of the brick class is, when you go and look at it, it's actually designed to populate this static array of bricks called bricks. Right? So let's run that and enjoy that. Sure enough. Sure enough, it works. So that's interesting. What's kind of cool about that is I'm pretty confident now, that I can make this like 80. I'll get 10 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now that could be something you're starting to think ahead of time, like, oh, well, when I have different levels and I want to like add bricks to different levels, it just means I have to be able to put a different argument into that spot. Now, it may be hard to put a different argument to that spot because that's kind of like run at the beginning of the game or even before the game even starts running. So that method call may need to go somewhere else. Now, we don't just want to throw it into the update method because it'll be happening 60 times per second. However, there could be like some sort of a flag or game state which would allow us to make bricks. And that actually starting to make a lot more sense to me. Like there would be a game state that would have us want to make bricks, right? Here's what I'm gonna say next too. I'm gonna show you this, okay, and then I'm gonna challenge you to to think about how you can make different color bricks. How can we make different color bricks right now? And you can pause the video if you want. And then I'll try to show you like an idea I have for it right now. Okay, so pause the video. Let me work on it. If you need to come back, and you could do whatever. Oh, did we want to make this public? Maybe we really don't want to, maybe, but we'll come back and fix it later. Just make it public now so you can kind of draw it out. Well, I guess, I mean, there's another way around that one, too. There's another way around that one. Check this out. So what if I want to make this private, right? And this is actually what's kind of cool about writing methods in the class, because the class can see all the private fields, right? So the problem is when I'm outside the class and I want to like reference these private fields, right? So it's a cool thing to be in the class and then write methods for the class. So I have this method called draw. Well, this method will draw a brick, right? Well, I don't know, maybe times when I want to draw a brick, but probably what a lot of times what I want to do is draw like a whole bunch of bricks, right? So I want to draw all the bricks. And the only difference between that really is that what we're going to do is we're going to iterate through the brick array, which is called bricks, and we can see it inside the class, and we're just going to go b.draw, and the name of our paintbrush here is paintbrush. And so boom, we just now wrote a method called drawBricks. And I want to make this a static method because I want the class to call. I don't want an individual brick to be calling the method to draw all the bricks, right? I want the class to call the method to draw bricks. So anywho's doozies, I come here in breakout, and again the draw method, instead of this whole thing, I just go, hey brick class, draw your bricks, and it's called it. Boom. So check it out and run it. So this is kind of a nice idea because it's allowing us to keep sort of that integrity of private fields, which we want to have, right? And you know, and not have to write a whole bunch of like getters or setters or work in that really complex way. So if the methods are written in the class, it helps a lot of that, or it seems so to me. All right, so I got the draw bricks thing. Maybe the draw thing was a little bit extra, but what else? And blah 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 blah. By the way, this is where commenting would be a really nice thing because, yeah, by this point I've forgotten a lot of the thinking and logic in this. But here's the thing. So now how can we get some colors? Well, one way to do it, I think, would be to create an array of colors. And we could do that wherever. We could do it up as fields, or we could maybe just do it in this area. And so I'm going to make a color array. Call it colors. And let's just put a whole bunch of colors in there. How about color dot? How about blue? How about color dot? Sorry. How about color dot? Green. I'm just putting color. You get the idea. And ultimately, and if you watch my breakout game, the colors do start repeating. Because at some point you get so many levels. I mean, you get like 20-something levels, and I just added a new row every time and just kind of kept going through things. But anyway, so we have this color array. It's got all these colors in it, right? Well, now instead of just going up here to the brick and saying, hey, when a brick is created, what I want to do is I want to give this a color parameter also, and let's say that the color is going to be whatever that parameter is. What that means is when we create the bricks here, right, I got to give it a color. Right? And some slightly different ways to do this, but I want to just essentially choose something from that array. So what if I put I in there? What's going to happen? What is going to happen? Let's think about it. Let's take a look. Let's just for fun. Let's see what happens. index out of bounds. Oh, at some point it gets too big. At some point it gets too big, right? There's only, I mean, there's going to be like the max, we got 80, so the max value is 79. There's only like 6 things in the brick. So how do I get to keep cycling back? How do I get to keep cycling back? Well, that's where mod is really cool. Mod is this kind of gives you this ability to sort of cycle back or something. And how often are you going to want to do that? Well, whenever colors dot length, we're gonna mod by that value. That allows us to keep cycling back. So what does that look like? What does that look like? I don't think it's gonna look like what we want it to look like. Oh, it's like random bricks. That's kind of cool. But we kind of wanted like a whole row to be the same. A whole row to be the same. So how do I stay the same? How do I stay the same? How do I stay in that first spot like 8 times? How do I do that? How do I do that? And I thought I had, I thought I had a simple way to do this. And it doesn't seem so simple now. So I'm going to create another variable called color index. And I'm going to make it equal 0, right? And I'm going to put it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this color index is, I'm going to take color index and I'm going to mod colors.length. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want that value to be able to stay 0 for a while, right? And then I want to control when I change it to one, to the next value up. And the mod colors.length is still going to be important because the question is what happens when color index goes past colors.length, right? So colors.length is 6, and I start talking about color index 6 or color index 7. Well, that's going to be a problem. How do I avoid that? Well, I mod by colors.length. So modding by colors.length is still a nice idea. It's a good thing to have. I don't necessarily want to be using I, though, something that's changing constantly. I want to be using something that only changes after I'm done with a row. Well, where in my code do I have that idea that I'm done with a row? I need to reset the X value. I need to move the Y values down. Well, that's all happening here, right, inside this body of code. So that would probably be a nice time to increment the value of color index. What do you think of that? Think of that? And this is going to be like magic. It's going to just give us like kind of exactly what we want. And just row by row by row, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. There may be there's more stuff to be worked out. I'm not totally happy with this idea that I would be making the bricks inside the main class, but I think it's a fine place to start, especially when you just have like one level to your game, which is a natural place to start. And that's the thing, I think, is when you start to like work on the extra features, and it's not like a huge amount of like new code that you're going to have to write. You're just going to have to figure out how to put things in different places and make connections between those events and maybe use some variables. Like that's the big idea, but it's a good little bit of thinking. So, again, at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at where we're at right now, you got an array of bricks. Like boom, there they are, right? Ball paddle, I mean, that's straight from Pong. So that's it. I mean, you kind of got it. Like it's there. Like you should be able to kind of get this game going. So the whole challenge to this thing is the extra features, right? It is, creating multiple levels, creating power-ups, things like that. All right, enjoy.